Hello everyone, good evening. Hi Naveen, hi Satyam, hi Sunil. Good evening, hello. Yeah, how are you all? Good, great. Yeah, so good evening. I am also good. Thank you so much for asking. So let's start our Q&A. I think you are aware of the agenda, right? Aware of agenda? Yes, great. Okay, so let me share my screen and tell you the agenda for today's session. Hi Sai Charan, good evening. Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah. Can you all see my screen? Great. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss in today's session. So in previous classes or previous Q&A sessions, we discussed what is the perfect way to write prompts. And we have also discussed about one shot, two shot, one shot, zero shot, and few short prompts. So in today's session, we will see what is the difference between instruction prompts and context prompts. So these are the different types of prompts and how do system prompts differ from user prompts. What are the limitations of few short prompts and how would you use AI to prepare for a meeting that is like in 10 minutes, and why might RAG system still hallucinate? What is the difference between custom GPT and a fine-tuned model? Okay. How many of you remember the previous session where we have discussed this prompts related sessions? Mimi? Yes, Satyam, these Q&A will be recorded and it will be indexed in your LMS portal. You can have, you can go through LMS portal, go to a Q&A recording, and you can find this session from there. And you will have lifetime access to the LMS portal. Okay. So now first let's see what is prompt. So how many of you know what is prompt? So I think few people are present in the previous session, but few people might not be present. So but then that is why I was asking how many of you are aware of prompts? What is prompt actually? Instructions, great. So you are writing a prompt for what is the reason that you're writing a prompt? To ask questions. So prompt means you are giving a question or you are asking for output to an AI model, okay, to an LLM or AI model that is supposed to give you correct answer based on your prompt. Okay, so how many of you are aware your prompt decides the answer or output that you're going to get? How many of you are aware of this? Me. Okay. So most of you are also aware that the question or the prompt that you are giving will decide the output that is or that should be suggested or generated by the model, right? So to write better prompts or to write better questions to get better answers, we need to always give good prompts. Good prompts means you need to follow a set of rules that has like you should provide context, and role-based prompting, and you should set limitation of your prompt or limitation for the output, and you should ask it for tone. So all these are some rules that you need to follow while asking a prompt. Okay, so this is the context regarding prompt. Okay, now let's see what is the difference between instruction prompt and context prompt. Can you tell me what do you think is the difference between instruction prompt and context prompts? People in the session, you can respond through LMS portal. I mean, through chat box. Guys, one more thing, if you have any questions, please use Q&A feature. If you want to put any messages, you can use chat box. Okay. Don't put messages in Q&A feature because that will be a little confusing. Okay. Yes, Shrikant says to get better prompts or to write better prompts, you should follow CoStar framework, which is absolutely true. Okay, now what do you think is the difference between instruction prompts and context prompts? Okay, so you are saying about instruction prompts, the answers that you have given for instruction prompt is absolutely correct, but the answer that you have generated for context prompt is not correct. So let me tell you what is instruction prompt. Okay, so instruction prompts means you are telling the model what to do. Okay, you're giving some task to this model, and you are asking the model to follow your instructions. Okay, that is more in instruction prompt. Okay, so understood what is instruction prompt, everyone? So in instruction prompt, you tell the model what to do. That means you provide instructions and the model is supposed to follow your instructions. Clear? Now, let's see about context prompts. Context prompts means that you are providing background or you're providing some details about the answer that you are expecting. Okay, that is context prompts. Understood? So here we have the definition. Instruction prompts means you tell the models what to do. That means they define the task or action. Now coming to context prompts, you provide background information to the models. Model needs to perform the task correctly. Okay, so let's see some examples for this. So instruction prompt is summarize the document in 5 bullet points. So here you're not providing any context. You're just giving your instruction or you're just giving a prompt that is summarize the document. You're not saying the document details also. You are just saying you're uploading the document and you're asking for summarizing this document. Clear? Now let's see example context prompt. This document is a quarterly financial report for senior leadership. Okay, so do you think you will get same answer for both the prompts? I mean, same answer for both the prompts that you are giving, like instruction prompt and context prompt? No. So why no? Why do you think we will get different answers for both the prompts? Exactly. So in instruction prompt, you're just giving the instruction. In context prompt, you're providing some background details and then asking for answer. So the answer will be different. Clear? Clear everyone the difference between instruction prompts and context prompts? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Before we move on, let me go to the Q&A and see. Are there any questions? Vinita, I did not understand your question. please provide some context to your question so that you will get the correct answer for your question. Varma, what do you want me to repeat? Repeat this context and instruction prompts. Okay, I'll repeat it for you. So, instruction prompts means you are giving instructions. You are telling the model what to do. That is instruction prompts. And context prompts, you are giving some background or you are giving some details about the task that the AI is supposed to do. That is the difference between context and instruction prompts. Deepti, as I've given you the example, if you see here the example, in instruction, it just provided the instruction, the prompt saying summarize the document. In the context also, it wants the summary of the document only, but it has provided the background that it said the document is a quarterly financial report. That means you are providing context. Now it will give you answer in a different way. I hope everyone is clear with instruction prompts and context prompts. Now let's move on to the next question. Yes, Naresh, you can combine both instruction prompts and context prompts for better answers. Now the second question is, how do system prompts differ from user prompts? Can you tell me how system prompts are different from user prompts? Yes, you can give your answers in the chat box. Exactly. So system models or system prompts, they define models' roles, they define the tone, behavior, and everything. Okay, so they tell the model how to act. So this is system prompt. And now coming to user prompt, they are the specific requests or questions asked by the user during interaction. So I'll give you a simple example. In system prompts, you will also ask it to behave in a particular way. Okay, so you are defining its tone, behavior, and you will give some rules also. Okay, but it is not the same for user prompts. When you come to user prompts, it is very simple. You just ask questions and it gives you answers. Now let's see some examples. System prompts, example for system prompt is your concise professional business analyst. So this is how we are expecting the answer or expect the AI model to behave. Okay, we are saying that the AI is a professional business analyst. But when you come to user prompts, you just say explain last quarter's revenue decline. So guys, now tell me, so let's go to the first question once. Instruction prompt and context prompts. What do you think will give the better results? Instruction prompts or context prompts? You can give your answer in the chat box. Yes. Okay, best outputs will be given by context prompts. Now let's come to the second question, that is system prompts and user prompts. Now what do you think will give the better results? System prompts or user prompts? Guys, please use chat box for giving your answers. If you have any questions, only then ask them through this Q&A feature. Please do not use Q&A feature to give your answers. That will be a little confusing for the team also. Yeah. Now coming to difference between system prompts and user prompts. The system prompts will give you better answers compared to user prompts, because in system prompts we are defining the role, behavior, tone, boundaries, limitations, everything of the model, so that it will behave in a particular way as you are expecting it to behave. While coming to user prompts, it is a little different. It will give you answers, but it will not give you relevant answers that you are expecting. Okay, clear? Let's move to the next question, guys. Yeah, let me once go through the Q&A feature also. Shriram, I have provided the examples here. See, when you are asking it to be or it to act in a particular way, then you can give system prompts. But when you are just asking random questions, then you can use user prompts. Okay. For suppose if you are asking a question, key what is a data analyst or what type of work does data analyst do, then that is a normal user prompt. But system prompt is, imagine you as a professional data analyst with 3 years of experience. Give me how your day looks like. Now this is a system prompt. I hope you understood the usage and difference between system prompt and the user prompt, Shriram. Okay, so someone is asking to show an example. Let me share my screen and open my chat GPT tab and show you how these works. Give me a minute, guys. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. Can you now see my screen? Please respond in the chat box. Great. One minute, guys. Okay. So now I will ask, do you want me to give also examples for the first one, instruction prompts and context prompts? Yes? Okay, then let's start with the first question, instruction prompts and context prompts. So instruction means that you are giving a particular instruction and you are asking it to give the output for your question. Okay, so let's give this instruction. Okay, so here I'm providing it an instruction. So I'm asking, please tell me the difference between day and night. Okay, it is giving me the the answer. Okay, since I am just giving my question. Now let's give the same question in a context way. Okay. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, so same question I was asking in different ways. So first question, tell me the difference between day and night. So this is my simple question. Now, see, if you compare the answers it is giving, it is different. Okay, it is different because here I've not mentioned night, I mean the sky or day or anything. I just said the difference between day and night. But here I have mentioned I was interested to know in the skies and days. So that is why it is giving me answers in form where it also includes sky and days. Okay. Understood now the difference between context and instruction prompts? Now let's see the second example for the second question, that is the difference between system prompts and user prompts. Okay, now let's open a new chat. So first asking about user prompts. So what did we learn about user prompts, guys? User prompts, we ask questions directly. Okay, we ask questions directly. But system prompts, we define its role, tone, behavior, limitations, everything. And then we ask answer to the models. So let's do it for the second question, that is user prompt. First, let's ask about user prompt. Okay, so this is my simple question. What does data analyst do? Okay. Now, let me ask the system prompt. The same question I'll be asking, but in a different way. Imagine you are a well, you are a data analyst with 3 years of experience. Give me how your okay. This is the same question. What does data analyst do? And this is what does a data analyst do, but the question I have asked is different. The way I've asked it is different, but the question is same. Okay, so now it is giving me the answer. If you can compare these answers, you will know the difference clearly. Am I clear, everyone? Yes? Perfect. Okay, so there is a question. Is there any difference between instructions and user prompts? Guys, you tell me, is there any difference between instruction prompts and user prompts? Instruction prompts and user prompts? Yes, there is clear difference between instruction prompts and user prompts. Okay? Guys, I'm showing you the examples also. I'll also share the document with you. Please go through the document and explore with examples. You will then understand the differences clearly. Prompts, we are just asking questions. But in user prompts, we are asking questions. See, the asking questions is same, but the way we are asking is different. Okay? Okay, great. Now let's go to the next question. What are the limitations of few shot prompting? So guys, how many of you remember what is few shot prompting? Yes, you give some examples and then ask it to give answers accordingly. Okay, so have you anytime gone through these type of questions, like in aptitude and reasoning, you will see some patterns and they will ask you questions according to the pattern next, right? So it is somewhat relevant to that type of questions. Okay, so here in few shot prompting, you will give some examples, and based on the examples, you will ask it to give answers. So it is similar to that. Now, also for few shot prompting, there are limitations. What do you think are limitations for few shot prompting, guys? You can give your answers in the chat box. Yes, limitation. It will have limitation. The first thing is, remember when we spoke about tokens? Tokens decide the answers, right? So tokens means you are breaking your sentence, or you're breaking your prompt into words. I mean, small words, and these words are converted into tokens. And these tokens decide the accuracy of the answers. When you are giving few shots, that means you are giving more examples. More examples is to more tokens. That means the accuracy will be decreased. Okay? Now, the second thing is, if you are giving biased or incorrect things, correct prompts, it will give you incorrect or bad or wrong information in your answers also. I hope this is also clear. The answers from here. Few shot prompting consumes more text. That means more token space. Okay, so does not guarantee consistent behavior. So as I told you, if you are giving wrong or bad information, it will also give you wrong and bad information in return. Now, may fail in complex or unseen edge cases, right? So sometimes it will not understand what you are saying and it will give you wrong information again. Can be sensitive to example, qualities, and order. So if you are giving the same thing, guys, if you're giving wrong prompts or if you're giving complex things that the AI cannot understand, it will not generally understand and give you, I mean, it will hallucinate and give you answers. It's less effective with smaller or weaker models. And again, if the model is small or weak, it is definitely going to give you wrong or failed responses. I hope this is clear, guys. Usually it gets confused. Okay. So it gets confused because we are providing more examples. Yeah. And one more thing about these type of prompts, like few shot prompting, mostly it will not think and give you the answer. It will just copy your pattern. Okay, it will just copy the pattern and give you the answers. Because the definition of your prompt is the same. You, it will give you answers, right? You are asking it to behave or copy from this pattern and give the answers. So always it might not be correct because it is not thinking of its own, it is just copying the pattern that you're giving. Yes, Akshay, you will get the notes from your LMS portal, don't worry. And the next thing, how would you use AI to prepare for a meeting in under 10 minutes? So, this is a very good hack or a very good thing that you can do because it's not possible for everyone to be active or to remember everything every time. Sometimes you might remember some tasks, or sometimes you might not remember tasks. Okay, so in such cases, you can use AI to help you prepare for meetings or prepare some documents for you, prepare some analysis for you, and explain you how to do analysis, everything. So now let's see how AI will be helping you to prepare for a meeting or anything in just 10 minutes. So you can use AI to summarize background documents or emails. So for everything you want AI to do, it is mandatory for you to give proper prompts. Only if you give proper prompts, it will give you proper answers. If your prompts are incorrect or if your prompts does not follow CoStar frameworks, then there are chances that the answers or the responses that AI model is generating might not be relevant. Okay. Next, generate an agenda and discussed key discussion points. So you just give a prompt saying summarize me this documents or emails. You can say this prompt. If suppose your manager has written a mail saying tomorrow we will be discussing on this particular topic and be prepared for the meet at 10:30 or 11:30, 12:30 p.m. Then you can use this method. Okay, then you can ask it to summarize your emails or you can ask it to summarize the documents that your manager has given for you. And you should also tell the model what is the meeting about, okay, or what you're going to discuss in that particular meeting. You need to give some key discussion points. Clear? Next, create talking points tailored to attendees. So if you're going to talk in that meet, just say what you're going to talk in that meet or what you want to discuss in that meet, so that it will add some value and it will also add you some relevant points and give you the sheet. Anticipate questions and prepare short answers. So you can also ask follow-up questions. Okay, you can also ask follow-up questions like how attendees in that particular meet ask questions. Faster preparation with instructions or with structured relevant insights. Okay, so it is way better than you take hours to prepare for a meeting, guys. Do you think this is better? Sushanta, see, it is not always possible to provide examples for topics like this. I am asking you that this might be helpful for you someday, and you can also use AI for this. Okay, I've also given you examples where you can get emails or documents. So, emails and documents is a private or a personal thing that you can use on your own. Just after the session, take 10 to 15 minutes and try each and everything we are discussing about in this session, and you will clearly see the difference and you will understand in better way. Okay. Rupa Reddy, I keep repeating this thing. If you think the documents are private and should not be shared with anyone, then do not share the documents or anything. If you think that is not a big deal, or if it is not that private or secured, then you can share the documents. Okay? If you're not willing to share the documents, okay, fine, you can use the second points, like you should give it agenda, and you should tell what you're going to discuss in that meet. Rathan, which AI to use for this meeting preparation? There is no model that we tell you to do, because each and every one of us is comfortable with a particular model. If I am comfortable with GPT, you might be comfortable with the cloud. Some might be comfortable using Perplexity. Some might be using Copilot. So keep exploring all the tools and then you decide on your own which tool to use. Okay. So if you want any updated versions of GPT models, or I mean AI models, then you can definitely go with Perplexity. Perplexity is updated, right? It will give you real world examples and quick updates for you also. If you're not sharing API key with others, yes, it is private. Guys, give me some time. I'm going through the Q&A feature or the Q&A questions. Okay, so the question is, how can we identify if the answer generated by AI model is correct or not? So to identify, you should first have an idea. And if you're not so confident about the answer it is generating, or not sure about the answer the model has generated, you can take answers from other models as well, right? For suppose you are not trusting answer that was generated by GPT, you can also take help of Gemini. You can also take help of Copilot. You can also take help of Claude. You can also take help of Perplexity. If all the models, other models are generating similar questions or similar answers, then you can trust your model's response. Else, you need to once go check the documentation or papers. Uh, if we give more tokens or context, does it improve, give more good answers? So if you're giving context, yes, it will definitely help you to give better answers. But make sure the length of the prompt is as simple and clear as possible. If you're giving much information, like much unwanted information to a model, it will be confused and might give you responses that are not actually relevant to you. So again, coming to tokens, tokens depend on the prompt that you're giving. Okay, that depends on the prompt. So each and every word, that tokenization means you are breaking down the complex sentence into small units. Okay, each and every unit will be a token. Okay, so now if the token size is more, the answer response or the generated response will be less accurate. What is few shot prompting? So if you are giving some examples and asking it to follow the same pattern to give you examples or give you response, that is few shot prompting. Okay. Guys, questions related to career and jobs will be discussed in Thursday's Q&A session. So please utilize that session for asking any career guidance related questions or any job application related questions there. Yes, you can showcase your projects. If you are making any projects, I always suggest you to showcase your projects. Okay, so you can also use LMS portal to showcase your projects with your other learners. Great. What AI tools should be used? As I just told, you have many models. You have GPT, Chat GPT, you have Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, Claude, more many other tools also you have. So first you go explore all the tools and then decide which tool that you're comfortable with and start using that particular tool. API key on Misty, yes, it is safe to use API key on Misty. And the API key is very sensitive. Do not share it with anyone. Okay. Unless you are maintaining privacy about this API key, your data will be safe and secure. If you are sharing it with anyone, then you should think. Yeah. So now let's come back. Why might a RAG system still hallucinate? So guys, in previous session, we discussed that if you use RAG, the hallucination will be less compared to other models. Okay. So we discussed that hallucination will be less. But still, if the model is hallucinating, there might be some reasons why the model is still hallucinating. Okay, so let's see why models are hallucinating or why a RAG system is still hallucinating. Okay, RAG system may hallucinate if retrieved documents are irrelevant or incomplete. So for a RAG, we are giving some knowledge base also, right? We are also giving some knowledge base. Now, if the knowledge base does not consist the question or the answer to the question, then it will hallucinate and give you some improper or incorrect answers. Okay. The model ignores retrieved content. So sometimes some models, it is not usually possible, but sometimes this happens. Key models do not even bother about the knowledge base that you're giving. Okay, so just they hallucinate and give you responses. And the prompt does not enforce grounding in sources. So again, that depends also on your prompt. So you should ask a prompt in a proper way to get the response in correct way. Okay, if you're not giving correct prompts and proper prompts, then also it might hallucinate. The answer is not present in the retrieved data. As we discussed, the answer might not be present in the retrieved data. For example, guys, every information is not available online. Okay, so that is why we are using RAGs to give the external documentations and give some uh, external resources, knowledge base we say. If you're not providing this information in knowledge base, then obviously it will hallucinate and give you wrong answers. Okay, small example I will tell you. So RAG will not know the president of your apartment, right? So suppose you are in a apartment or somewhere, then you might have president for your apartment. So this GPT and the internet is not aware of the president of your apartment. If you ask who is president of my particular so and so apartment, it will definitely give you wrong answers, right? Because it is not aware of the answer and we are not giving it in our knowledge base. So then it will give you incorrect answer. That means it will hallucinate and give you answers. Perfect. Now let's go to the next question. What is the difference between custom GPT and fine-tuned model? So fine-tuned model is your GPTs, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, Claude, etc. Now custom GPT is you are making your own GPT to do your particular tasks, or that GPT or custom GPT should be expert in a particular task or particular domain. So now let's see what is custom GPT. Custom GPT uses instructions, tools, and external knowledge. Okay, so not only the knowledge that is present or it was trained on, but it will also have some external documents, external resources, and external knowledge bases. And easy to create and update. So it is very easy for us to create a custom GPT. Okay, and you can simply update, like you can remove this knowledge bases, you can add more knowledge bases. If you think the data present in particular document is old, you can delete the document from there. So it is very easy for us to update also. No model weights are changed. Okay, so as I told you, the model will be same and the documents that you're providing will be different. You might add documents, you might change documents. If you think the documents are still the same, you can keep the documents as it is. Okay, so this is custom GPT. Now coming to fine-tuned models, modifies the model's behavior at the weight level, requires training data and ML expertise, harder to update but more consistent for narrow tasks. Guys, it is always difficult for us to update or to change data present in fine-tuned models, because we are training the model on a particular data, and for asking it to change the model's response or the knowledge that is present, it will be a little difficult thing. And finally, in short, custom GPT is configuration, like you are customizing or you are changing it according to your wish. And fine-tuned models are you are just training these models. I hope you understood the difference between custom GPT and fine-tuned models also. Clear, everyone? Great. Guys, if RAG related topics are not yet done for you, don't worry, you will have dedicated sessions on RAGs. then you will be able to understand this topic. Now I am telling you because some are already done with RAG topics, so for them we are discussing this. Naresh, as I already discussed, examples for fine-tuning models are ChatGPT, Copilot, Perplexity, DeepSeek, Gemini, etc. Niraj, examples of custom GPT. So you are using, if you have already explored LMS portal, there are some custom GPTs, like you have interview GPT, prompt generator GPT. So all these are custom GPTs. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session. If you have any questions, uh, please put in the Q&A feature, or you can also use the Q&A form that will be generated or circulated in the chat box. Custom GPT might also hallucinate because if you are giving a document and if you are asking some other question, it will not have answer. So obviously, then it will hallucinate. Yes, hallucination mostly happens because if the answer is not present, then the model starts hallucinating. For suppose, if some person is asking you for question and you cannot say no, but you still want to answer that, then what you do, you still you just hallucinate, or you just think or give some random answers, right? So it's the same way. As I told you, any questions related to resumes, portfolios, jobs, everything will be discussed in Thursday session. You can please utilize that session to ask your questions. Which platform is good for finance and taxation department jobs? So I did not exactly understand if you want platform for job search or if you are asking platforms for research purpose. If jobs, you can use the naturally available platforms like Naukri, LinkedIn, etc. For research purpose, you can do your own research based on the tools. I would always suggest Perplexity because it has updated data. Speak from the chat GPT only. So we have discussed this on, if you have pro version, then it is possible for you to make custom GPT using chat GPT. Yes, to verify hallucination, you should think, or if you should do research on other models also. You should see what other models are generating. If the answers generated by other models are same, then your device is not hallucinating or your model is not hallucinating. But if the responses are different, then there are chances that your model might be hallucinating. Other than Naukri and LinkedIn, you can also go through Glassdoor. And again, as I already told, topics like this will be given more details about these topics in Thursday sessions. To know about new AI tools, you should always do your research. You should be consistent with your learnings. Just know whichever tool is coming in the world. You should just do your learning. How to create AI tool for my own purpose? To create AI tool for your own purpose, you need to already told you custom GPT you can create with the help of Chat GPT Pro version. Creating custom GPTs, you should use Chat GPT's Pro version, and to create custom gems, you need to use Gemini. Hallucination means if the model is not aware of the answers. So let me give you this example. If you have a friend or if you have a person in your life who does not know the answer but still pretends that he knows the answer and gives random answers. This is same thing for hallucination also. The model is not aware of the answer, but it still pretends that it knows answer and gives wrong answers. That is hallucination. How to make custom GPT? I'm repeating this multiple times. You should have Chat GPT Pro version to prepare or to make your custom GPT. So if you have GPT Pro version, on the left hand side you will have explore models. Click on explore models, and on the right hand side you will have option of create. When you click on create, you will see a few questions like you need to add instructions, you need to name your model, or you need to name your GPT, you should add instructions, you should add knowledge bases. And once you add everything and then click on create once again, your GPT is created. Free tools, it is currently not possible for you to create your own chat GPT. Maybe in future you might get this option. Let's wait. Any sites for new updates? As I told you, there are no such sites for new updates. You should be consistent with your learnings. You should see, you should do your research on the new models that are coming into market. Okay. And you can also take help of GPTs or Perplexity. You can take help of Perplexity. You can go to Perplexity and you can give the simple prompt saying, give me the tools that are that have come in the market in the last 24 hours. If you give this simple prompt, it will give you the tools that have come in the last 24 hours. Okay, every day you can do this thing to do your research. Guys, custom GPT is for Chat GPT. Custom Gem is for uh, Gemini. So you cannot create custom GPT with Perplexity's Pro version. Okay, Gem is Gemini, GPT is Chat GPT. So you cannot create custom GPT with Perplexity, no? So it's the same. Free alternative for doing research, you can use Perplexity. For creating AI, there are no free tools as of now. If there are any such tools, I'll let you know. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for staying and asking all your questions. I know some questions we might not or we may not answer or we did not answer it till now. So please utilize AI, the Q&A form. We will be answering it from there. I think most of the questions we have answered. And apologies if we have not answered any questions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night. And there is a feedback form in the chat box. Please utilize this feedback form to give your feedback. Thank you. Good night.